Welcome to Elite Waterworks Part 3 and 4. This video I'm doing a few hours after Part 1 and 2, so I'm a little more awake. Got a couple cups of coffee in me now. Hopefully I sound more awake. Certainly feel more awake. So I decided to run a few quests after I finished Waterworks, took level 6. I wanted to get a few ranks into it because there are some really important enhancements that you have access to at level 6 that I wanted to discuss. So let's do that now. For an enlightened spirit. So first is the shape vestments. While wearing light armor, you gain plus 10 maximum hit points and plus 5 MRR. While wearing medium armor, which you want to do as an enlightened spirit, while wearing medium armor that you are proficient with, you gain plus 20 maximum hit points and plus 10 MRR. And your aura affects enemies every 4 seconds now, instead of 5 seconds like it did at the start. So that's really huge. And you have this medium armor proficiency in your enhancements tree here. So this is available also at level 6. You gain proficiency in medium armor and the ability to cast arcane spells in medium armor without arcane spell failure. Now, if you're multi-classing and you have medium armor proficiency, because it's a class feature, that doesn't count for not getting the arcane spell failure. Okay, so even if you are multi-classing, you still want this medium armor proficiency in the enhancement tree, even if you have medium armor proficiency elsewhere already. Although I suppose you could just use some other means to reduce your arcane spell failure. Another huge enhancement at this level range is Brilliance. This one is giant, and I've seen people new to Warlock just brush over this, not realizing how incredibly valuable this is. It says your aura provides you and nearby allies, but really this is mostly about yourself. With a determination bonus, temporary hit points equal to your constitution score. If you are level 20 or higher, the effect is doubled. Okay, so what does that mean? It means I'm getting temporary hit points every time my aura goes off, so every 4 seconds equal to my con score. That's 24 right now. Okay, so every 4 seconds I get 24 temporary hit points. So that takes care of your maintenance healing right there. I mean, if you're going to take a big hit, you're going to have to do something bigger, but that's your maintenance healing. The little stuff, done. It's so awesome. And then when you're over level 20, now it's doubled. And if you have a high con, like I'm doing a con build, and that's a very popular thing to do with the Enlightened Spirit, you're going to tick for over 100 temporary hit points every 2 seconds if you're pure Warlock, and you have let's see. I guess you don't have to be pure. As long as you have 18 levels of Warlock and you have Celestial Spirit, your aura is ticking every 2 seconds, so it's over 100 temporary hit points every 2 seconds. It's giant. Again, that is your bread and butter maintenance healing. So make sure if you are Enlightened Spirit and that you pick up Brilliance. Another really important thing is at level 6 I picked up Empower Spell. So now I have both Maximize and Empower, which does affect your bursts. So the burst, not the blast though. The blast is this. I mentioned this earlier in another video. So that's your blast. I know you know this already, but I know there are some people watching this that are new to Warlock, and this is your burst. Okay, so Maximize and Empower affect your burst, but not your blast. If you are an Enlightened Spirit, your bursts are your bread and butter, and you want to be in your aura stance all the time. You want to make sure that you have both Maximize and Empower by level 6. I would not wait till level 9 to pick up the other. It's your prerogative whether you want to get them both right away, or maybe wait till level 6 like I did. It's just preference, okay? But I would highly recommend that you get both Maximize and Empower no later than level 6. Alright. Let's take a look at the gear. So, still got resistance 3 on the goggles. Now I'm moving up to medium armor. This is some junk I found on the auction house. It's got fire guard, fire absorption, higher armor bonus than what I was using before. I didn't find anything better. Bracers of enchantment resistance plus 6, that's the same as last video. Resonance ring, same as last video. Fire feather falling and melee alacrity is the same. Ogre power plus 3 is the same. Impulse ring is the same. Improved false life is the same. Charisma 3 is the same. Now, I had I had the trinket with good luck on there, and at level 5 in the last video, which I didn't even think. That I should have just been wearing the Voice of the Master, because that has good luck plus 1 on it. Anyways, plus then I get the plus 5% bonus all the time, so a little bit ridiculous, a little oversight on my part. Health 4, Con 4 on the necklace, and still Sheltering 5 on the helmet. I did get a new weapon. I found this dirt cheap on the auction house. I couldn't believe it. Radiance 46, Insightful Radiance 24, and a red slot. I'm not going to slot it up because I don't want to waste an augment, but I mean, that's an amazing weapon for an Enlightened Spirit, and I got that for like 2,000 plat. And I mean, this should be like, they probably could have priced this at like 100,000 plat or something. But in any event, now I've got invulnerability on the shield since I had it on the armor before, but I don't now. Put it on the shield. Alright, let's do the damn quests. Stop yakking. So we're looking for Dead Boy. Remnant. Oh wait, we're not looking for Dead Boy yet. That's the next one. Ladder bug. I see that so infrequently now that it's like nostalgic. It's like, oh, the ladder bug, it's so cute. Still gets frustrating though sometimes, but like I said, I don't run into it very often anymore. Not even once a day. Probably like, you know, a couple times a week I might see it. And I play this game more than is advisable for your health. Your mental health and your physical health. You know, I talked about how, you know, you want to have your aura going at all times, and you're only going to use your blast situationally, like this. You know, you got them on the ledge, switch to blast, and then go right back to your aura. Aura is so important on an Enlightened Spirit, and it's just something that people who are new to Warlock tend to not really realize how important the aura is, and, you know, want to switch to blasting in between, or, you know, just not have the aura going because that way they can blast and burst. But it's just, you know, again, I urge you to keep the aura going at all times. Remember how utterly frightening this was when you were a noob? Die by looking at those damn acid jets. Terrifying. I think we're gonna have to have 2 people to do this one. I think this is the one where the gates alternate. not going to be able to do that. It's okay. Oops. This was the start. Derp-a-derp. Did I miss a lever? Ooh, and a chest. Oh, I gotta go. I just got turned around. I gotta go over there. I told you I didn't know these quests that well. And you didn't believe me. Yep, I get turned around in Waterworks. It's definitely not like, you know, oh, you know, Veil quests or, you know, a lot of the higher level older quests that I'm in there and just go on autopilot. You don't even have to think about it. Just zone out and do them like I'm half conscious. Must try for the Adventurers Pack. That was close. Yoink. Don't have extend spell, so the buffs don't last very long. But, you know, if you like longer buffs, that's certainly something you could pick up as a Warlock. You know, but I would definitely drop it, you know, at higher levels. But if you like buffs, I love buffs. Then, extend spell is nice. Remember when extend spell, actually if you're newer you might not know this, extend spell used to affect offensive spells too, like your dancing balls and your firewall and stuff. Yes, if like firewall would last a minute if you extended it, but they took that fun away. That was quite a few years ago that they did that. Now it just works for buffs. Must kill champion. I've got like 30,000 of these remnants in the bank now, though. I already have all the tomes that I want on Voodoo and Ginger Spice, which are, you know, my two main tunes. And I mean, I guess I'll just end up getting the tomes on, and I'm talking about, you know, the +1 and +2 MRR, PRR, and spell power tomes. You know, I'll probably get them on my alts too, but I just don't really care about those tunes that much. I wish there was something more I could get there. Maybe they'll come out with +3 tomes, and they'll be like 5 shitzillion mysterious remnants. Barney Rubble. There's a new tank Warlock Enlightened Spirit build that's posted, and he's claiming to do some really amazing things, like being able to tank Swordjack and being able to tank Legendary Elite end fight of Legendary Shroud. So I was looking really closely at that build. I mean, that kind of stuff really interests me. That's the kind of stuff that I'd like to be able to do, but you know, Voodoo's not there with the current configuration. But I mean, and plus he's got, like, you know, Rune, Greater Rune, Arcane Pulse, and all that stuff, all the extra offensive stuff that I don't have. But as far, you know, I read the whole post thoroughly. As far as I can tell, he's mostly getting the high numbers by, you know, like a lot of temporary buffs, clickies. And that's not really a play style that I don't like. That I don't like using a bunch of, you know, constantly using action boosts and things. And that's just a preference, you know. A lot of people love using action boosts. Very popular way to play. But I'm gonna give it another look. You know, it's quite possible I could, you know, incorporate some changes. You know, another one of the reasons why I wanted to, well, I guess another one of the reasons why I was looking forward to coming back to Voodoo as a pure Warlock is, you know, I want to update the build post with new information. And work on my end game gear. It needs some work. Do you see that? Do you see it go through the animation and not open the chest? Doesn't that just piss you off? What is really irritating is when that happens when you're using a shrine, you know, and then you don't realize until you ran, you know, you're 5 minutes away from the shrine. You're like, damn it, I thought I just shrined. So now we're looking for Dead Boy in one of those cells. You know, and he's always in the very last cell that you look at. The last possible one, you know. At least he is for me. It's like, it's as if his location changes, you know. Oh, Voodoo's going down this hall. We're gonna change it to over here. guard's sleeping. Get out of here, bedraggled. Telling ya, last frickin' cell. This is a conspiracy. It might be one of the reasons why I never liked running this multiple times, is because back then, you know, when I was a noob, I just hated running around looking for Venn. Another important reason to keep your aura going is, you know, it does damage. The mobs too, so it's huge. It does the same amount of damage as a blast does. Not a burst, but a blast. Learn your warlock terminology. Another sleeping guard. Wake up. I was doing swiped signet yesterday, and I swear I've never seen it before. It was like a rare scorpion, I think, and it was like glowing, translucent blue. I don't think I've ever seen that rare scorpion. I can't remember his name. It was a very dull glow. It was a dull blue. It wasn't like, you know, neon or anything. Alright, well here's the last bedraggled. Now we just gotta find Venn, who's gonna be in the last place we look. Because somebody is just toying with me. Yes, big trap there, noob killer, totally. Yes, I died there many times. Not in there either. Why would he be? It's not the last cell that I'm looking in. So you thought I was kidding. Alright, where haven't we looked yet? Oh, everywhere. I guess that means I missed him. I hate Venn. He dies in the most inconvenient places. You know, it's going to be in one of these cut-throughs that, you know, appears to be filled in because I walked on both sides. So it looks like I went that way, but I didn't actually. right here. It's gonna be right here. Was he right at the start and I missed him? Nope. He's hard to see too. Am I gonna notice when I edit this video that I went by him earlier? There he is that him? What a jerk. Shit's ridiculous. Well, thanks for watching this ridiculousness. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have questions about my build, which will be linked in the video description, you can respond in the Warlock forums. And if you're on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell.